Welcome back to the conclusion of round 4 of the tournament. One Punch Man has won again, to no one's surprise. The surprise to me though here is Fullmetal Alchemist. FMA Brotherhood, I put this in the poll last time during the Bakke polls. FMA it lost so fucking hard. Now, just because it lost hard last time doesn't mean there isn't people that want to watch it. It just means of the selections, different animes, maybe there were animes that FMA people wanted to watch even more than itself. Therefore, when competing against Food Wars and Clannad, it won. The really funny thing is Clannad here. What a fraudulent show. Actually lost behind Food Wars. And it's really fraudulent because this shit got brigaded like crazy in terms of comments. What do I mean by that? Again, if you don't know how this works, you might be actually retarded by this point. There is no other content creator that goes out of the way to inform their audience how this shit works over and over again. I literally ask you what you want to watch. And then of the selected comments, I put it in the polls. Clannad got brigaded like crazy. 97 likes. Ain't doing shit. Because why? Again, at the end of the day, 97 likes, what does that matter in the grand scheme of things that the poll has almost 8,000 votes? Again, if we even reduce it down to like 10% of 8,000 or 15% of 8,000, what is that? Like 1,200, right? So when you really think about it, these comments are very insignificant. It's just a decent way to just see what people are interested in. And again, my goal is to just put them all in. Whatever wins goes to the next round, and over and over and over, we're going to keep seeing what's going to happen before we put the final Nisei Monogatari in. Let's read some of the comments. Oh my god, Clannad. Unfortunately, this series is niche nowadays. No one watches this masterpiece any longer. This channel literally watched Data Live. This channel has watched way more niche animes than Clannad. I'm pretty sure it can get in one of these days, but if the audience actually exists. Clannad, sure. I'm putting Death Note in pretty soon, but I think Death Note's gonna get wiped. Clannad is the loud minority of, or if just people voting One Punch Man because it's the only series they know. Well, it's both. Like, straight up, what do you think people want to watch here? Like, again, you need to understand what the average person is like. The average person is just into hype actions, right? It's just, that's why the Battle Shonen demographic is the biggest. You think people are going to sit down and watch fucking Clannad over One Punch Man? Like, it doesn't matter how good you think your anime is. You need to think about the demographics and a popularity contest. And Clannad losing, I think it kind of makes sense to me. Now, I wish that it would have done better, because it losing to Food Wars is actually really, really sad. Food Wars, I say, was also pretty niche. Monster lost. Clannad lost to, yup. Clannad people have already given up before this. Food Wars would be fun, but I heard that Food Wars, like, the final season, it really, like, shits the bed. Like, in the beginning, it's kind of good, but then later on, it's really bad. Bro, trust me. Again, I don't care about random fucking YouTube commenters saying, bro, trust me. I care about what? What the greater majority wants to watch. Let's see. Food Wars fans, where are you? They showed up more than, Clannad. Better story. Even if you want One Punch Man reactions, Season 2 animation is bad. Sure. I don't care. Season 2 One Punch Man would not get voted in then. We just watch Season 1 and fuck off. Gotta join the dark side on this one and vote One Punch Man, even though I don't like it as much. If you don't, it's straight up, just ignore it, right? If there are no shows you want to watch, just don't vote. Voting for some other series simply because you don't like the other selections ruins the fucking polls. But then again, right? It doesn't matter if I try to like tell the monkeys how to behave. They will simply just screech and throw shit at each other in the jungle. So I need to have a system that like bypasses that. Food Wars would be so good. I think it would be pretty good. FMA top 5. 64 episodes. We've watched animes that has more than 64 episodes and it's been fine. I hope that FMA would have made it in, but the fact that it's got second place gives me some, what's the word? Gives me hope. If you want to know which anime is in the last place, just check the comments. Yup. Isn't this the fucking truth, bro? Do you see any comments here about the shows that won? No, they're chilling. The shows that's losing are gonna have its couple like people just crying in the comments over and over again. Let's see. Vivi got so many likes. Why is it not getting any poll? because I don't want to put it in just yet. I'm working bottom up. I'm not starting with the most liked comment, you fucking dummies. But don't get mad at the retards. They don't know. And it's... At this point, they should fucking know. Honestly, though. Like, it's an impossible expectation for me to assume that people understand, but like, who else actually goes out of their way to talk to their audience over and over and over again, letting them know how that works, and they still don't know? Because it might be a brand new person, and it's kind of ignorant to assume everyone's gonna watch every single update video, but it is actually kind of retarded though. Like the amount that I try to communicate and make this as simple as possible, people still are confused. Motherfuckers still asking like, why are you still voting in One Punch Man? Why is this still in? It's just like, oh my god, bro. Who told your parents to actually be able to reproduce? Clannad fans crying already. Yes, they are. How can someone not pick Clannad? Well, turns out your reality doesn't matter. So many people live in echo chambers where they think that like their favorite show must win no matter what, and if it loses, then like my world is shattered, because everyone sticks into their little bubbles. Everyone has their little niche community, little groups, and they don't think about like what exists outside. Then once reality hits, like this poll here, then they're like, holy shit, we're actually such a small, insignificant group at the end of the day. Doesn't mean Clannad is a bad anime. It just means like, this is how demographics work, man. One Punch Man Glazers are really throwing this. How can One Punch Man be beating Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood? You're surprised One Punch Man's beating Full Metal Alchemist? I think this is the most obvious thing. Season 1 is a visual spectacle. Madhouse goes crazy with it. It's an insane fucking anime. It's fun, it's hype, it's simple. The barrier of accessibility is low. Everyone can enjoy it and watch it to turn their brain off. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, even if it's heralded as like a legendary show, this shit's a fucking dinosaur anime. It's an old ass anime. And not everyone wants to sit down for a long ass series. They just want to see one simple, quick season and just fuck off. So it makes a lot of sense that One Punch Man would win. The fact that Brotherhood even made second place is impressive to me. Only know Clannad through the memes. Clannad it is. I wait for JoJo's. I don't know if JoJo's will ever be done in this channel. I think JoJo's is more akin to like third channel content when I start that with the Battle Shonen stuff. But then again, JoJo actually might be main channel content. Regardless, it never gets mentioned in the polls. Clannad is the most commented, but losing to Monkey's hype anime in poll Lamau. Yo, that's how it works. Most commented doesn't matter, right? It's not even the most liked either. It only has like what? 97? There's other shows with like 200 likes in there. But again, just because like you can mobilize a small group of people to brigade the comments, at the end of the day, what's like, let's say you had like 200 people in a group chat in a Discord server and you all was like, yo, brigade this shit, man, get it up there. All right, 200 people showed up, but the poll outcome is 10,000. You know what I mean? So it's like, you need to understand that the world is a lot bigger than your small little group chats that you think is the reality. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, one of the few animes deserve at least 9 out of 10. Maybe one day we can actually find out for us ourselves. Food Wars would be fun, but who knows? Anything else? Full Metal Alchemist listening to one midnight is crazy. No, I think this is the most like obvious, just like logical conclusion one could come to. I think it's so easy. I have a hard time understanding why people love Battle Shonen the most. I mean, I too like watching fighting scenes, but when they come out every once in a while, but I don't understand people who watch anime full of fight scenes. I generally don't. You know why? Because the average person is fucking stupid. Myself included. And people don't want to watch something that is so heavy and needs to require all brain power all the time. Most people work a job and they come home and they want to relax. The last thing they want to do is fucking start like analyzing shit and start doing homework. That's why most people would rather watch simple, exciting entertainment. There's more of that casual crowd than the hardcore that wants to watch your sweaty ass fucking Monogatari series or like the Clanats. Now me, because I do it for content creation as a fucking full-time job, I have the energy to actually go in and break it apart and spoon feed you the content. But if you really think about it, again, the overall population, the demographic, there's a lot more casual enjoyers. It doesn't mean that like they're bad. It just means that like when you look at a population and a demographic, and you think about a popularity contest of what more people are gonna like, what do you think they're gonna like? Hype, action stuff that you can sit back and enjoy, or something that requires you to lock in and analyze every single thing? It makes so much sense to me why people want to watch Battle Shonen the most. On top of that, Battle Shonen also, again, the demographic. What is the demographic? Young men. A bunch of unemployed college, high school, middle school, whatever kids that have all the time in the world to sit around and watch this shit, compared to, let's say, the 30-year-old man with a fucking job and a career and a family that comes home that doesn't have time, right? So you gotta, again, think about, like, what kind of people are watching this shit? Really hoping Shangri-La Frontier. Shangri-La Frontier is not gonna happen. I'm sure the comments explain about the copyright issues. Exactly. Don't ask for Shangri-La Frontier. It's never gonna happen, man. Katanagatari mentioned again. I don't know about that. One day. It doesn't even get mentioned. Just let One Punch Man win already, bro. No, I read the manga, dumbass. No. Again, like, the whole point of this is to keep going until the fucking end. We're gonna exhaust all options. So many people are so ignorant and don't understand, like, why do you keep pulling One Punch Man? Motherfuckers, the most annoying shit is when people come in and they complain that, like, bro really don't want to watch One Punch Man. Bro will do everything but watch One Punch Man. Because they're stupid. They just don't know. My goal, again, I don't care about any single show. I want to have a process that constantly engages my audience and for them to pick the majority show that they want to watch. And One Punch Man has won 5 polls so far, or at least it's going to be 5 pretty soon. And then at the very end, literally like a day or two before we're done our community series, which is Bankei, what happens? We put Nisei in as grand finals with whatever has won. And it's probably going to be Nisei, One Punch Man, and Give Me Something Else option. And we'll see what the difference is between the number 1 option and the Give Me Something Else option. And that should be very interesting to analyze. Food Wars is made for him given his love for sports anime. Food Wars is a sports anime, huh? Well, technically, sports anime could be anything. It's just hype because it's competition and tournaments. Cooking food definitely could be a sport. Yeah, I could see that. One Punch Man is winning all this if it's winning against Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. No, you have a very jaded, not a jaded, very like ignorant viewpoint on this. FMA Brotherhood got fucking washed in the polls by Monster like last time. The fact that, again, it's winning right now, it has to do with the other selections on there. Anything else? Anything else? Let's see. I can understand FMA Brotherhood, but how the fuck did One Punch Man get more votes than FMA Brotherhood and Clannad? How do you not understand this? Really, you wonder why more recent hyped Unga Bunga show gets more votes and shows older than probably many of the voters. It's that simple. Like, is it that hard to understand? Because, like, to me, right, I obsess about the analytics and people's interest, and because of that, I'm more in tune of, like, why some shows are more popular than others. But so many people, it's more of, like, the pretentious crowd. They like exist in their little insulated chambers and they're like, oh, they're just stroking, you know, to their fucking My Anime top 10 list and thinking like that's their reality. And then it turns out most people don't give a fuck about their list because that's not how like popularity works. I was gonna vote Food Wars and I realized he won't be able to show shit on YouTube. Why do people have this fucking stupid opinion? I don't understand. Like, do you realize there is a fucking High School DxD playlist here where titties and nipples are just coming out every other second? Gushing over magical girls exists too. You think Food Wars, simply based on clothes ripping apart during a foodgasm, like, are you new here? It's crazy. It's actually crazy how there's so many other animes that's way more do that. Stupid shonen One Punch Man always wins just because that's what kids watch nowadays. Slice of life is real anime, not shonen. No, you retard. Slice of life and shonen are both real anime. And it's not just kids. If you look at the people watching it, the shonen content, I do agree that it's going to be a lot of young men. But there's also a lot of adults out there too, who don't want to be sweaty, who just want to relax and enjoy and have fun. This kind of comment comes off so fucking elitist and ignorant and you will forever be mauling and crying and sad as the kids and these Oonga Boonga monkeys run circles around you, and you're left in your own little corner with your own little fucking slice of life animes, wondering, why does nobody want to talk to me about these animes? Why do I have no friends? Because you probably behave like this, you fucking loser. Now, here is the next poll. I looked at the selections and I put these in. Gonna put Death Note in here. Gonna put Angel Beats in here too. And Future Diaries. I think One Punch Man will obviously win, but what will come in second place? Angel Beats gets hyped up a lot though, but it could be a Clannad situation. Like, Angel Beats got hyped like crazy in the comments, but if you think about it, they're just brigading with a couple hundred people. So it'll be fun to see what comes in second place. I would hope it's Angel Beats by the hype, but if it's not, then gonna be fraudulent, man. Here goes round 5. We are currently episode Bake episode 10 is done. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And it's already Friday today. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're probably not going to be able to watch much community series due to how much weekly seasonals there are. So I expect about 4 more polls after this. I think 4 more polls after this, and we should be able to go to grand finals with Nisei going in. Will it be One Punch Man all the way through? We'll see, man. Go out and vote. Check out the community tab. Check out the post tab. Bye-bye. Go vote.